Setting goals is a very important part of our life's process. Guess how many people have a constant plan for setting, rearranging, evaluating, and strengthening the purpose of their goals? The answer is very few. In fact, if you will do this, you will become among the few who do that. Become the envy of all who watch in the leadership seminar. We came up with a whole 10-year plan of goal setting. Business goals and personal goals, family goals, economic goals, financial independence. It's a basic fundamental, in fact. If you will work hard on setting goals, put together a plan for setting goals, reevaluate them, rearrange them, constantly talk about them, go over them again and again. I tell you what this process will do. In my personal opinion, it'll put you in what's known as the top 5. And if you want to be successful, if you want your life to really change in major ways, this is one of the fundamentals. A constant plan for setting, rearranging, evaluating, and strengthening the purpose of your goals. Don't set your goals too low. Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations are high. Go where the demands are high. Go where the pressure's on to perform, to grow, to change, to develop, to read, to study, to develop skills. I belong to a small group. We do business around the world. You cannot believe the expectations at that level. What we expect of each other in terms of excellence. Far beyond average so that we can receive from the group. We can contribute to the group something unprecedented. It's called living at the summit. Go where the demands are high. Go where the expectations are strong so that it'll provoke you. Push you urgently. Insist that you not remain the same for the next couple of years. The next 5 years that you'll grow and change. So don't set your goals too low. We need to take a look into the future. We've got to have the future well designed. The future is called the promise. And here's what we teach in our leadership series. The promise of the future can be an awesome force for your own future. The promise of the future, designing the future. There's 2 ways to face the future. One is with apprehension and the other is with anticipation. I promise you in my travels around the world, most people face the future with apprehension. And here's why they don't have it well designed. They've sort of left that up to someone else to fix. But here's the best way to face the future with anticipation. And you can. You can face the future with anticipation. Yes, the future is clear. But the future is well designed in setting goals. It's very simple. Number 1, decide what you want. You just take a little time. You sit down and say, what do I want? What kind of skills do I want? What kind of income do I want for the future? Where would I like to go? Places I'd like to visit. Habits. I'd like to acquire skills. I'd like to have you just take a little time to think about what you want. Economics, friendships, people you'd like to meet, places you'd like to go. You just take some time, and then I suggest when you've thought about what you want for the future, make a list. Just jot it all down. It's really a very simple process. You may find that some of your goals you thought at first glance were important are not important after all. Do some reflecting, refining, and revising. The point is right now try to have approximately 4 1-year, 3-year, 5-year, and 10-year goals that you truly believe in, that inspire you, that you've sold yourself on. When these goals and the reasons you want to obtain them are each clearly described in a brief paragraph, transfer this information to a journal or some type of notebook that you can carry with you easily and refer to often. It's essential to set aside some time every week to review all of your goals, to rearrange them, redo them, restructure them to add goals, or to tear up the whole list and start over. Goal setting is not something you do just once. It's a continual process. Also, you must constantly check your progress toward your goal. You don't want to fall too far behind on, or worse, lose sight of your important goals now. Just as important as your long-range goals are your short-range goals. Your goals for tomorrow, next week, next month, 6 months from now. These are goals you can accomplish within the next year, the immediate future. We call these goals confidence builders. When you work hard, burn the midnight oil, and accomplish these little things, it builds your confidence to go for your long-range goals. Write down in your notebook or journal all the little things you would like to have or accomplish in the next year. How you set up this list is up to you. You might want to break it down by week or by month. Set it up in whatever way works well for you. Part of the fun of having a list is being able to check off something as obtained or completed. Every week, try to check off at least one thing on your list of short-term goals. And when you're able to check off something major, something on your list of long-range goals, celebrate. Make winning joyful. Congratulate yourself. It is very important to celebrate progress. We grow from two experiences. One is the joy of winning and the other is the pain of losing. Here's what that also means. Make losing painful. Put it on yourself. If you set something up, fool around, didn't pull it off. Put it on yourself and get around people who will help in this area. Hey, don't join an easy crowd. Oh, where the expectations are high, where the pressure to perform is high. It's how we grow. What I'm saying is we all need a consistent plan for the gathering of knowledge, a consistent plan for going to the library, a consistent plan for attending the lectures, attending the seminars. Most people get ideas just spasmodically, or when someone happens to come by, or they just happen to hear someone, or they happen to read a book that might have some ideas that could help to benefit their life. When you listen to a sermon, make sure you've got your journal to take notes wherever you go. Gather knowledge, but gather it on purpose. Do it constantly, do it daily, and do it consistently. We need a consistent plan for reading books. Most people just read books haphazardly, spasmodically. Or most people just don't read at all. Or they don't have a good plan for reading the right books. Sure enough, the man reads the comics instead of the classics, and he misses all the things that could really benefit his life because he doesn't have a plan. Here's a good thought to consider. Rarely does a good idea interrupt you. Good ideas must be pursued. You must go where they are. You must seek them out. And there's an important Bible phrase that says, if you seek, if you search, you will find. Sure enough, a consistent plan for gathering knowledge, reading the books, attending the lectures, putting together ideas, and having a place to capture them. Like a journal where you can repeat them and go over them. That's a fundamental that, if you'll follow it, will put you in the top 5. Guess how many people have a consistent plan for the gathering of knowledge? Answer, very few. And what you want to be is one of the very few. You need a plan, a detailed plan for the use of your work time. We call it a game plan. Most people try to design tomorrow and next week and next month in their head. They try to just decide what they're going to do. And most people don't even think that far ahead. They think I have to get up in the morning and go to work, and that's about the extent of it. But a game plan for financial independence, a game plan for your work time, a game plan for your personal time. The family needs a game plan so that you won't miss some of the important things that are helpful to your life and to your success. The kids need a game plan. Mom needs a game plan. Dad needs a game plan. You need a business game plan. You need a game plan for your office if you're in business. A game plan for your business. A detailed plan for the use of your work time. In the leadership seminar, we talk about how to put together this detailed plan for the day, and for the week, and for the month, how to stretch out a plan for 6 months and for a year. In doing business around the world, we found that you have to detail the plans in great detail. Otherwise, sure enough, you're going to miss something. And I can promise you that a detailed plan for the use of your work time will put you in the top 5, because most people don't have one. Mr. Schaff shared with me when I first met him when I was 25 years old. He said, Jim, to do better, you've got to get around the right people. If you have a constant association of people who can better your life and better your lifestyle, you can't believe the progress that you can make. An association of people of common interest in progress, success, ideas, and philosophy. I have a good phrase for you. Never mistake the power of influence. The man says, well, I live here, but it doesn't really bother me. See, that's not true, he says. I'm around these people, but they really don't bother me. See, that's not true. Whoever you're around, whoever you're with is exerting some kind of influence on your life and what you must do. And this would be the good year to do it. The first year you've heard about it is make plans to get around the right people. People who talk positive ideas. People who talk philosophy. The refinement of philosophy. See, just the latest joke won't help. You got to get around people who read, people who are successful, and people who are growing and changing. Otherwise, your influence is going to be in the opposite direction. And I know most of us, wherever you work, you have to be around some negative influences. But what you must do is counterbalance that. Develop a plan, a game plan. It's ironic how we all understand the importance of mapping out a strategy for a football game or a basketball game. Not one professional team in the world begins a game without a complete strategy. But few of us take the time to map out a strategy for our lives, a game plan. But it's important. Here's the first rule for your game plan of life. Don't start your day until you have it finished. Don't begin your activities of the day until you know exactly what you plan to accomplish. Don't start your day until you have it planned. And do this every day. I know all this. Writing takes time and a disciplined effort. But remember that value is the fruitful result of discipline, not hope. Once you've mastered the art of planning your day, you're ready for the next level. Don't start your week until you have it finished. Don't begin your activities of the week until you know exactly what you plan to accomplish. Don't start your week until you have it planned. Just imagine what life would be like if you took time out of every Sunday to plan your week. Come Friday, you won't be saying, boy, did this week fly by. Where did it go? What did I do? If you plan your week before you started, you'll know exactly what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what you need to work on. If you learn to plan your days as part of your overall game plan for the week, the parts will fit much better. Your days will be better, more effective. You'll be working smarter, not harder. And when you've learned to plan your week, guess what? You've got to plan your month. Don't start your month until it's finished by developing a game plan for your days, your weeks, your months. By developing and following your game plan, your days and weeks and months all become part of a bigger plan, a bigger design, a long-term view of your life, a visual chain. You'll start gaining a greater perspective of it all because you are planning. It takes great discipline on your part, but it will soon lead to a new habit. A habit of mastering your time, a habit of discipline that will lead you to good life. Now, if visually seeing the future is new to you, if you've never developed a game plan before, let me offer a few tips. There are 2 things that you need to understand before you create a game plan. 1, a game plan, a visual chain in your future is like a spreadsheet. Instead of listing numbers, you list activities. It's like a to-do list. And 2, the technique of developing a game plan can be used for a single day, single project, or a variety of projects that are happening simultaneously. Here's how you do it. First of all, you need to buy a pad of graph paper. Game plans work best on graph paper. So take a sheet of graph paper and make vertical columns of the number of days. This plan is to cover. Then on the left-hand side of the paper, write the heading activities. Under this heading, list all of the activities to be accomplished within your time. Let's say, for example, that you've got 1 week to finalize the marketing plan. It's an overwhelming amount of work to complete, but it's got to be done. So break it down piece by piece. How? The best way to start is by listing all of the individual components on the left-hand side of the page. Now, some of these things need to be completed before others can be started. You need to have your market research results in before you can determine your target market. You need to know your target market before you can develop your marketing strategy. You need to have your marketing strategy before you can create a budget for collateral, materials, and so on. When you break down the project piece by piece, deadline by deadline, you can be more effective in delegating the appropriate pieces of the puzzle, and you can be more effective in doing your own work while orchestrating the rest. The final result of developing a visual chain, your game plan, is a clear visual presentation of the tasks before you. Keep your game plan in plain sight. Put it up in your office where you can easily look at it. Have a copy of it at home and tape it to the refrigerator. Keep a copy in your journal for quick reference. Your game plan will serve as a constant reminder of all that you need to do to get where you want to go if you're doing all that you're scheduled to do. Game plans are very rewarding, and the discipline of developing and following a game plan is exciting. Day by day by day, week by week by week by week, month by month by month by month, you'll see the magic of your dreams and plans turning into reality. It's an incredible feeling of being in charge of your life, your surroundings, your future. It's like creating a work of art on the biggest canvas imaginable. It's creative, it's beautiful. This is powerful stuff. To dream a dream, plan for the dream, and then to watch your dream turn into reality. And what's really powerful about creating game plans is that you can see your future right before your eyes. So on those days when your energy isn't up to par, Your enthusiasm is a little low. Your ambition isn't pulling you, and your attitude isn't on the high side. On those days, use your game plan to see how far you've come and take time to realize just exactly where it is that you're headed for on those days. It's your discipline and visual chain of the future that will pull you ahead. It can't possibly set you back. It'll pull you ahead. Develop a game plan for your life and make sure that it includes more than work projects. Make sure that your game plan includes time for recreation, time for reflection, time for exercise, time for health, time for spirituality. Let's say you've developed your plan and you've penciled in writing a report from 9-0 to 10-0. Well, if you don't do your best report writing this early in the morning, what if you do this kind of work best at 3-0 in the afternoon? Then juggle your projects around a little. Know yourself well enough to know what you do best at different times of the day, of the week, of the month. Know the best time for you to accomplish certain type of task and schedule it during those times. You have to work with your game plan in order for it to best work for you. And you have to maintain the discipline of working your plan until what? Until you've got it down in the end. It is your own discipline that acts as the magic catalyst to give substance and depth to your ambition, to achieve your own plans and dreams, to have what you want to have, and to become what you want to become. Your consistent self-discipline is the magic catalyst. Ultimate question cannot be whether you are going to make the fundamental disciplines your own. The ultimate question is when, with the intense and consistent application of worthy disciplines, we have the individual and collective capacity to change ourselves, our incomes, our attitudes, our lifestyles, and our effect on other people. We can change opinions. We can change leadership. We can even change the direction of our nation.